Hello, in this video we'll talk about database normalization. We'll talk about cleaning up our spreadsheet so that we can essentially take the material, divide it up into different tables, and then import it into a database. So we'll cover what's database normalization objectives, first, second, and third norms of third form normal forms, as well as a decomposition exercise that's in another video. So when we start looking at database normalization, we want to divide large tables into smaller and less redundant tables. This might be something that'll come in handy on your quiz. I believe could be one of your quiz questions. And then you want to define the relationships between the tables. As you divide these smaller tables, as you divide the larger tables into smaller tables, you still have to be able to preserve the data, and we'll do that through relationships. We also want to make sure that any additions, deletions, and modifications only affect one table versus the whole structure across the different tables. If we look, here's our data or Excel spreadsheet that we started with, and we can see that we could break this down into modular chunks. For example, we can have actor data, then we can have year, role, and movie data, and then we can also have an actor's spouse. You can see in this table that we have some repeating data. We have year 1, role 1, movie 1, year 2, role 2, movie 2, movie 3, year 3, role 3, and that'll be a goal of first normal form is to take out the repeating groups. So if we look at this, if we added one more movie to, if Meryl Streep won one more award, it would essentially push us out into a movie 4, year 4, role 4. So we never want to disrupt the structure of our table. So by doing normalization, we'll be able to create a single movie, year, and role column. So that's what we're going to work towards. And that'll be first normal form. We'll see that we essentially created 3 rows for Meryl Streep so that we can preserve in 1982 that she won Best Actress for Sophie's Choice. In 2011, she won Best Actress for Iron Lady. And in 1979, she won Best Supporting Actress for Kramer versus Kramer. By doing this, now we have a single movie, year 1, and role columns. So right now at this point in time, we eliminated the repeats. However, that came at the cost of potentially creating duplicate data. So for example, if we took these first 2 rows, in the first row, if somebody spelled Meryl Streep correctly, and in the second record or second row spelled it S-T-R-E-P, we wouldn't know if Meryl Streep's name had 2 E's or 1 E in there. So anytime you put a table into first normal form, you're typically always going to be taking it into second normal form, which forces you into third normal form. So let's talk about those right now. In second normal form, we're going to create separate tables for each related data. We talked about actors, we talked about the movies, and then we talked about spouse ID. You'll see that this is in the video converting the Excel spreadsheet, and all the information in yellow is essentially the first normal form. However, this makes it very useful when we take something to third normal form. So we'll see that in second normal form, each table is going to have a primary key that's going to make that row unique and different, or unique. For example, in actors, we can see that Meryl Streep is 1, Tom Hanks is 2, and J.K. Simmons is 3. The other thing on the second normal form is that a primary key cannot be blank. So those are the 2 rules we follow with primary keys, that it has to be unique with no duplicates, and then it cannot be blank or null. So then once we get our tables into second normal form, what we have to do is relate the tables together with a foreign key. A foreign key is a copy of the primary key just put into another table. We're going to see that we have three different types of relationships. We have a one-to-one relationship, we have a one-to-many relationship, or many-to-many relationships. If you see the double zeros in a row, that means many. So down here in the red we can see that 0, 0 or :0 is a symbol for many. If you have a one-to-one table, you'll pick one table and put the foreign key in it. It does not matter. And again, a foreign key is the same as a primary key from the other table. If you have a one-to-many relationship, you put the foreign key in the many table. So if the primary key is advisor ID, then you'd put actor ID, then the foreign key would also be actor ID. This says advisor ID, but just that should really be advisor ID. So let's cross that out really quick. Let's see, let's do pen. And this should be actor ID, actor ID, and this should also be actor ID here. Okay, making a mess now. Alright, so just both those are going to be actor IDs. Okay, so then, for example, if you look at the one-to-one relationship, we have spouse ID as the primary key, and it's typically going to be in the leftmost column. So we can see that we have spouse, there it is, spouse, we have spouse ID here, and then we have actor ID as a copy, as a foreign key, and that's just going to be a copy of the primary key from actor. So we could say here that Don Gummer is our first spouse, and then the number one actor was Meryl Streep. Rita Wilson is married to actor number 2, which happens to be Tom Hanks, and Michelle Schumacher is married to J.K. Simmons, and he was actor 3 if you look in the actor table. But this is all explained in the follow-on video to this during the decomposition exercise. On this one, we have a one-to-many relationship, and we can say that an actor can receive multiple Oscar awards throughout the years, but any given Oscar for a year has to go to only a single actor. So in this case, we can say that the Oscar or the actor is 1 and the Oscar table is many. Therefore, in a one-to-many table, you must have a copy of the primary key as a foreign key in the many table. So this is going to be the many table right here. And then actor would be the one table. Okay, so let's see, actor, and that's going to be the one table. But again, this is all explained in the next follow-on video. And then here's a completed and combined third normal form table. So this is a little bit easier to see. Actually, this is a one from a different class, but you'll see that in the follow-on video for the decomposition exercise. So in this video, we talked about database normalization, the objectives. We talked about having 3 normal forms of normalization. First normal form, that eliminates duplicates. Second normal form breaks it up into chunks and reduces the redundancy and assigns each row a primary key. And then in third normal form, we use foreign keys, which are copies of primary keys, to relate to tables together. All right, thank you for your time, and make sure you watch the decomposition exercise as well. Thank you.